economic migrants to this country.
Yes, because
no one is saying
you
that.
did say earlier.
Let's shift over to The View for their incredible political analysis of all of this. Sunny Hostin, who is a racist and a communist, she also, one of the things that racists and communists usually don't want you to be able to do is see things for yourself. So you'll see something and they'll tell you, no, you did not see what you just saw. Here's Sunny Hostin telling us that there is no crisis at the border.
The Republicans that want to be obstreperous want it because they don't want Biden win.
Right.
They don't want Biden to be as successful and his administration to be as successful as it can and as it has been. The thing that I really think people need to understand about immigration, it's not a crisis. It's something that has been an issue in our country from the very beginning.
Okay, first off, it is a crisis. Wait, can you just throw back to that for 1 second, just so I can read the chyron on the bottom? It said Trump
Republicans
is trying. What was
want
that?
To
let's see
be
here.
obstreperous.
Trump. Can we jump forward for just a sec?
To be,
We're going to jump for just a second. Look at the headline.
It's
Trump
not a crisis.
Blowing up border talks to blame Biden. Yes, Donald Trump, who's not the president right now. Of course, it's Donald Trump doing this. Putting all of that aside, and she's telling you, no, there's no border crisis. We've always had a border crisis. We're also not having a border crisis. All of that aside, what is going on with that woman's shoulder pads? It reminded me of this. Yeah, that's Carol Burnett. That's got to be 1974 comedy classic right there, wearing the drapes as the shoulder pads. I mean, Jesus, people. Anyway, here's Sunny also confirming that fentanyl's not really a problem when it comes over the border.
This notion that, immigrants are bringing in all the fentanyl into this country.
We're not. That's not true. We're talking about drug cartels that exploit a port of foreign. No one is saying economic migrants to this country.
Yes, because
no one is saying that.
You did say earlier there's fentanyl being.
That's where the 90% of the fentanyl in this country comes across the southern border.
Where do the opioids come from?
That's related.
I love how Alyssa tries to chime in to say something sane, and she's like, where's your cookie? Would you just sit over there? No one is saying every bit of fentanyl is coming over the border illegally. Obviously, some of it is homegrown, but a huge amount of it is. I know someone loosely who died of fentanyl overdose about 2-3 weeks ago. A young person, about 30 years old, who, from what we understand, was not a fentanyl user. It was an accidental overdose on something else. It's like the is coming through the border. It is killing people. So she doesn't want you to see that there's a border problem, and she doesn't want you to see that fentanyl is coming over the border because the border doesn't even have a problem. Anyway, she's also very upset, and all of the ladies of The View are very upset because New York City, which is a sanctuary city, it's getting a lot of these illegals. And the thing is with progressives, they just want to pretend to be nice, not actually be nice when the hits the fan.
And I hear this argument a lot of, well, Republican border states actually get more funding, so this is their problem. They are so overwhelmed, even with that additional funding. Then you have Mayor Eric Adams begging for help from the Biden administration. Yeah. They had kids stay home from classrooms for a few days to house migrants, and they went to remote learning.
But what do you say about a Governor Abbott who's getting $1 million to handle the crisis, and he's sending everyone here to the governor?
It's not enough because it's not enough money. I've been there.
Why doesn't he send any money? Why doesn't he send any money? He's keeping the money, but then.
Yes, Greg Abbott should send money to New York City. New York City, which has some of the highest taxes in the world, right? Because New York, you're paying New York state tax, which is basically top two highest taxes in the nation. And then New York City tax, which is also high. So everyone's fleeing New York. Great, you hear? Greg Abbott got $1 million. Greg Abbott got $1 million from the federal government. Why don't he send some cash? It's so freaking insane. But you must understand, these people have infected the entire, whatever intellectual piece of leftism there was. It has decimated all of these people. Their brains are like Rorschach paintings. They have been completely obliterated. And you could look at them and you can analyze it however you see fit.